Good morning, Saraswati. How are
Good.
you?
Yeah, ma'am, I'm fine. Thank you. How about you?
I'm also doing fine. Thank you for asking. Okay, fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our discussion. So today I have selected the topic to discuss is leaders and followers. Okay,
Leaders and
followers.
followers. Okay.
Hmm. Now, there are some people who are leaders by nature, naturally, they are leaders. And there are some people who cannot lead that well. They are good performers, but they are not good leaders, rather, they are better followers.
Mhm.
So, what would you like to say? Is it okay to be a leader or a follower, or it is only good to be a leader and not that respectful to be a follower? What do you think?
In my opinion, I think both are good to be a leader as well as to be a followers. Because God has given different potentials to everyone. So not everyone can't be a leader and everyone can't be a follower.
Hmm.
Once yes a person who is a leader definitely can be followers, but a follower it's not like if a follower it's not like he would be a leader,
Okay.
because it's a sometimes it's a inbuilt quality, and sometimes it can be developed by time, by
Mhm.
the time,
Mhm.
by practicing, by doing lots of things, we
Hmm.
can develop this quality.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So you believe that leading someone or leading a group is an innate quality, an inbuilt quality,
Yes.
right? So do you agree that it is said that there are leaders are born?
Hmm.
That means there are some people who have that leadership quality right from the start, right from their childhood. Or do you think that no, over a period of time with experiences also, one can turn into an efficient leader? What do you think?
Yes. uh, over the time a person can be leader with experiences, lots of things, by like reading books,
Mm-hmm.
watching other people,
Mm-hmm.
and even uh, living with that people,
Mm-hmm.
we can develop that quality.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can you give me any such example where initially the person was an introvert, didn't possess any leadership qualities, but then after some time, after doing all these activities, that person actually turned into an efficient leader? I'm not saying only a famous leader, he or she just turned into a leader where he or she can lead her own life very well. Any such experience, any such person you ever came across?
Yes, there are many examples. If I talk about very means simple people, I can say when that person was introvert in in his initial stage, but with the time, with experiences of life, that person become a leader.
Mr.
Yes,
X, you can say
yes,
anyone.
yes. As if I give you the examples, there are now this time there are many YouTubers.
Hmm. Hmm.
Maybe they are not introvert, they were not extrovert in their
Hmm.
initial times, but
Hmm.
practicing consistently,
Hmm.
coming in front of camera, talking with people. Now they are means extrovert now.
Hmm.
So with the experience and everyday practice, by everyday practice, we can develop this quality.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So you think that yes, consistent practice and again facing the same scenario, that same tricky scenario, we can become a leader and we can
Yeah.
lead the things. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So we are talking a lot about that leaders have certain qualities. They possess leadership qualities. There are multiple qualities that a leader should possess, but according to you, in your opinion, what are the top three qualities that any leader should possess, irrespective of whether they are leading their family, leading their organization, leading the country, no matter whatever is the level or the quantum that they are leading, but those three qualities should definitely be there in them. What would you like to say?
I think if a person can uh, means he knows very well how to manage time, means time management first is very important.
Mhm.
Second is patience.
Okay.
That is also, I think, very important to be a leader.
Okay.
And means a good listener.
Okay.
I think these three qualities are very important to be a leader.
Hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
understood. So you mentioned about good communication, you mentioned about patience, you mentioned about good listening, and what was the first one that you talked about?
Time management. And
Time
I
management.
think a person who is very good communicator, that is
Okay.
also very crucial quality
Hmm.
that a leader should have.
Okay, understood. Why time management is crucial? Can you tell me a little bit more in detail? Why time
Yes,
management?
because if
Hmm.
a person knows
Hmm.
how to manage time well,
Hmm.
so definitely that person can manage each and everything in a very precise way.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because he will know that uh, what time I should give for one particular task.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yes, that's why time management I think is very important for time also.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So here, as you mentioned, that time management is important, and the way you explained that, that means time management is important for everyone. But
Yes.
how time management will give any extra benefit to the leader? You also manage your time. I also manage my time. Time management is important for all. But if there is
Yes.
a person who is a leader, why time management skill is extremely important for him, and how that skill makes him a better leader? If you can
Uh,
justify this.
yes. Because if a leader has a good quality of time management,
Yes.
so that leader
Hmm.
can give time for himself, for his personal growth,
Okay.
because as a leader he or she has to face a number of people at a time. So
Yes.
definitely he or she should give time for herself or
Hmm.
himself for better preparation or for personal growth.
Okay.
And he can give time, means he can fulfill all the tasks
Hmm.
which is given to him
Hmm.
to complete in one single day or on the time.
Hmm.
That's why time management is very important
Hmm.
for being a leadership quality,
Yes.
for being a better
Good,
leader.
better leader. Yes.
Yeah.
Because as a leader, it is not that we have to work on only one thing or we have to focus on one thing only. Maybe
Yes.
as followers, we just have one task and we have to do it the best way possible. But when it
Yes.
comes to leadership or leading something, leading someone, we have to be a multitasker. We have to manage multiple things at the same point of time with the same level of accuracy. So
Yeah.
in that case, time management becomes really crucial. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yes, time management is definitely a skill. Now, if I talk about patience, why patience is important? I think leaders should be aggressive because when they will be aggressive, then they will be able to motivate people and tell people that yes, you can do it. So, don't you think leaders should be aggressive rather than you are saying leaders should be patient? So, if you can tell me a little here.
uh, if a leader is aggressive, so nobody will listen to him or her.
Hmm.
But if he has or she has the quality of being patient,
Hmm.
so with that quality, he can listen to everything
Okay.
from every person,
Hmm.
and he can take the ideas of
Hmm.
others with patiently, because sometimes our ideas are not means matching.
Hmm.
So it's very difficult,
Hmm.
means if we have a aggressive quality, so maybe that time we can't tackle the situation,
Hmm.
but with patience we can handle,
Okay. Yes.
even in
Aggressive.
worst scenario also.
Uh-huh.
We can handle the situation in a good way,
Hmm.
in a better way.
Hmm. But I think when it comes to patience, patience makes us a calm, composed, and a serene person.
Hmm.
But when it comes to leading a team or leading a family, motivating family members, motivating team members is an important element. Because no matter how good leader I am, if I am not able to motivate whom I am leading, at the end there will be no result. So, what sort of energy is required to motivate those whom we are leading? If aggressiveness will not work, then what will work?
I think if you are aggressive, so you can't motivate others.
Okay, okay,
But with this quality like patience, being a patience, definitely you can motivate other person.
okay,
And I think other person will listen to you carefully.
okay.
Yes,
Fine. Okay, fine. And maybe we can use this word over here that the leader should be energetic and enthusiastic enough, positive minded enough that he or she can motivate their team.
yes,
Isn't it? Yeah, so aggressive goes a little in the negative connotation, but when we talk about being enthusiastic and optimistic, in that way, they can definitely motivate their
yes,
team, whosoever they are leading. Yeah.
yes.
Now, there are some leaders who lead from the front. That means they are at the front and the team is at the back. And there are some leaders who lead from the back. That means they keep their team in front and they are at the back like a support system. Both are
Mm.
leadership styles. I'm not saying one leadership style is better than another leadership style, but which one is your favorite leadership style? Those leaders who lead from the front or those leaders who are there at the back as a support system?
I think both are
Mhm.
means good on their position.
Okay.
It depends on how we are going to lead the team, because
Okay.
there are many things we can only lead being in front of,
Hmm.
and there are many scenario where we can lead our team
Hmm.
standing behind them.
Hmm. Correct. Yes, that's
Yes,
true. Hmm. Okay. So, do you think the leadership qualities remains the same whether we are leading from the front end or we are leading from the back, or do you think no different type of leadership qualities are required if we are
yes,
leading from the front or if we are leading from the back?
yes. For example, suppose if there is what we say, if we have to address a huge crowd, so we can't address a huge crowd standing behind. That
Correct.
time it's very crucial to stand in front of them and can lead them.
Hmm.
And if we if you're working somewhere,
Hmm.
so being means standing behind, we can also guide the
Hmm.
team
Hmm.
for doing their work in a better way.
Hmm. And to be more productive.
Yes,
Yeah, because if the leader will always be at the front, the team members will never get an exposure to new things. So it's
yes,
there in certain scenarios that he takes the back seat. That doesn't mean that he's not active. He's just taking the back seat to be a little more observant. Yeah.
yes,
Okay,
yeah.
now we have talked a lot about leaders. Now let's talk a little bit about followers also. People believe it's very hard to be a leader. We work for years and years to get that particular position, that designation, to get into leadership roles. People accept it, that is another story. So people believe being a leader or becoming a leader is a hard nut to crack. But it is easy to become a follower. Anyone can become a follower. That is what people think. Now, I would like to know what you think. Is it equally difficult to be a good follower, or you think that no, becoming follower is pretty easy?
I think to some extent it's difficult
Okay,
to be a follower
okay,
for a longer period,
okay. Mm-hmm.
because
Okay.
I
Mm-hmm.
think this time social media platform is available,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes what happens, people start following someone,
Mm-hmm.
and after following 1 month or 2 months, they stop that person, they stop following that person, and just jump to follow another person.
Correct, correct.
So being means a good follower is
Hmm.
also very, like you as I told that it's hard not to crack, I can
Hmm.
say.
Hmm.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, so are you talking about good follower or are you talking about loyal follower? There's a difference between the two.
Good for a follower.
Good follower is someone who's good, जो अच्छा है, and
Mhm.
loyal
Yes,
follower
yes,
is one
yes,
who is ईमानदार, right?
yes,
So,
yes, yes.
so I think there is a thin line of difference between the two. What do you think?
Yes, there is a little bit different, I can say, because loyal means he will always be with you.
Correct.
A good follower, yes, definitely that will follow. But
Hmm.
maybe after few months or few years, that
Mhm.
person will switch
Hmm.
to follow another person.
Correct. That person changes, circumstances changes, and whom he or she follow, that also
Yes,
changes. Right?
yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Now, can I say that becoming follower is the first stage to becoming leader? Because only when we follow someone, we learn from someone, then only we can reach to a higher stature. So, do you think following is the first step, becoming follower is the first stage, and then becoming leader is the final stage? Do you think the trajectory goes like this?
I yes, to a some extent, yes. Means this is, I can say, a step, a stair. We
Staircase. Yeah.
can, yes, it's a, like a stair, and
Hmm.
one by one we can do. Like we can start with following someone
Hmm.
and learning day by day.
Hmm.
We can reach that level. There
Hmm.
is one thing, and there are many leaders who are like who born leaders
Hmm. Correct.
to
Correct.
be a leader.
Hmm.
So for that person, no need to follow other one
Hmm.
because they have inbuilt quality in them.
Hmm.
And
Correct.
even I can say that not means without following also
Hmm.
we can be a good leader
Hmm.
to with our experiences.
Hmm. Hmm.
But they are also like we can when we live with someone
Hmm.
and it's like a following them.
Exactly. This is
Yes.
something that we cannot avoid. This is
Yeah.
what the
Yes.
purpose of this discussion is. People think that leadership and being a follower are two separate concepts, but they are beautifully amalgamated.
Yes.
Amalgamated means they are beautifully combined together
Yes.
because there cannot be a situation when a person is not following someone. If we
Yeah.
really think the person has attained a certain level, then he will follow universe. But definitely somebody he or she is going to follow. It's
Yeah.
impossible that I can only be a leader or I can only be a follower. That's not
Yeah.
possible. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, many people tell me that followers are the reason for the success of a leader. A leader is nothing without followers. What do you think?
Yes, it's really very, very true because no one can be a leader without followers.
Absolutely.
Because the very means very crucial thing is that if you have huge amount of followers
Hmm.
and if they love them, so you will become a leader.
Hmm.
Otherwise, how you can be a leader? Means means if no one will would like you.
Hmm.
Yes.
Correct. So that means that is the reason why we should respect our followers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It be
Yes.
on any platform at any level, respecting followers is very important because it is only because of followers we are at that
Yes.
level. Otherwise, we will be there in our own journey if there is no
Yes.
one to follow. Who will recognize us? We are being
Yes.
recognized because of our followers.
Yes.
Coming to the actual question of the discussion, what sort of a person you are? You think that by personality you are a leader, or you think that you are more of a follower? Where you incline more towards leadership or towards following someone?
I think if I talk about myself,
Hmm.
so I am follower
Okay.
as well as I have a leadership quality too.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes, why? Because like where I was working
Mm-hmm.
and in my surrounding also,
Mm-hmm.
I means people listen, people love to listen to me. Yeah.
People like to listen to you, and that's why you think that yes, maybe you can create an impact. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
Saraswati, we all have, there are so many famous leaders. Any particular women leader who is your favorite and you would like to talk about her a little? Any favorite women leader of yours? If I talk
Favorite
about myself,
leader.
there are many like Sudha Murthy, Michelle Obama, Aishwarya Rai. I really like these ladies.
Yes. Yes.
Anyone in your list?
Yes. The first one is Kangna Ranaut.
Great, nice choice. Good
Yes.
choice. Hmm.
Because if you watch or see or listen to her background,
Hmm.
so you see really did amazing thing in her life.
Correct.
and now she is a really a good leader, good
True.
actress.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yes, really I would like to be a leader like her, because
Wow.
the way she answer the question
Mhm.
and her expressions all are really amazing.
And the
And
sort
the
of
second one is,
personality that she carries.
sorry,
And the sort of personality that she carries
yes, yes,
without
yeah,
any fear, fearless.
yeah, yes, she
Yeah.
is really fearless, yes.
Yes.
And Hema
Fearless.
Malini also
Absolutely.
one of
Yes.
my favorite leader, I can say, yes.
Mhm. Great. Nice.
Yeah.
So nice. So I believe, Saraswati, that was a great discussion about leaders and followers. I think it was your first time that you discussed something like leaders and followers. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, that's why you took a little time to answer each and every situation, but you managed it very well. You should go ahead towards better advanced words. Okay.
yeah, yes, yes.
Yeah. So first we'll take up the pronunciation as always. So can you please open the chat box and we will start with the drill. Yeah. First word, please.
Potential,
Sorry.
potential,
Yeah.
potential,
Now this one is correct. Potential.
potential, potential,
Potential.
potential. Okay.
Okay. Now the next word.
Example,
Correct. This one.
patience,
Mhm. This one.
preparation,
Not pre. You are putting too much stress on pre. It's preparation.
preparation,
Correct.
preparation,
Yeah, so we write down E, but we do not stress too much on preparation.
preparation, preparation,
Preparation. Keep it
preparation,
soft. Preparation.
preparation.
Now,
Okay.
you mentioned to reach to that level. Instead, level is absolutely fine, no problem. A better word could be to leave to reach to that stature. Stature can be the word that you can use over there. After that, you said he can give time for his own growth as well. Instead of using the word give, you can use the word spare. He can spare some time for personal growth and development.
Mm-hmm.
Spare. That's a better
Same.
word. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to the grammatical part. Yeah, one more thing. You said aggressive quality. Now, aggressive is not a quality. Being aggressive is a
Nature,
demeanor. It's a demeanor, the sort
demeanor.
of personality that I carry.
Okay.
Okay. For example, I have a calm demeanor. There are people who have a joyful demeanor, their actual personality, the sort of
Okay.
personality they have every time. So,
Mm-hmm.
being aggressive is not a quality because quality is generally used in a positive sense. And being aggressive is most of the time, 90% of the time, is considered negative. So you will say aggressive demeanor. Okay. Moving on to the grammatical part, you said a inbuilt quality, it should be an inbuilt quality. An, because
Yeah.
it's an. Okay. By the time, you said by the time they can learn. No, with time they can learn. With
Okay.
time they can groom themselves into better leaders. With time.
With them.
Yes. Then you said we can do it with patiently. Either you say we can do it with patience, or you do not use the preposition with altogether. You can directly say we can do it patiently.
Mm.
That will be better. You can shorten your
Okay.
sentence. You can say both are correct on their own position, leading from the front or leading from the back. That was our discussion. You said both are good on their position. No, both are good in their own way. That is what
In
you
their
should say.
own way.
In
Okay.
their own way, both are good. Then you said after following 1 month, 2 month, you missed out a preposition for. After following for 1 month or 2 months, they
Mm.
switch for. Okay. And lastly, you said to some extent. No, is not required to some extent. I agree
Too
with you
much.
to some
Too
extent.
much.
Is
Yeah, too much.
it's redundant over here. Okay. So overall, it was a nice discussion. Please try to use some better words and go for deeper discussions and conversation. That will surely help you out.